And it also lowered captain's insurance rates. They did have insurance back then. Big wooden post is the forward tow post. They would have hooked up oxen or horse on the mainland to tow this vessel through locks and canals like the Welland Canal that goes around Niagara. It's about a 30-mile trip. There's a hatch with holes on either side. That's the forward chain locker. Holes on either side are hawse eyes where a rope or chained would pass through. This was also sleeping quarters for two, usually the two lowest on the totem pole, during a tight and cramped area. Or it was reserved for the kids that didn't clean their bedrooms. I don't know why the kids never laugh at that. Big round hole in the deck, 3 feet in diameter. That's the forward mast hole. The forward mast is 110 feet high. It's made out of white pine. They use pine instead of oak because it's a lot more flexible and can withstand the pressures of wind and sail far better than oak. First big hatch we see, that's the forward cargo hatch where they would have raised and lowered the cargo into the hold. This was loaded with 488 tons of high-grade iron ore, some of the highest grade ever mined. It was mined right down the road in the Ishmael area. Speculate hematite was the type of iron ore. In 1870, it was worth $12,500. It's a lot of money back then. So let's put that into perspective. Today's current market value, 488 tons of specular hematite. Any guesses? 27 million. We're going over midship, 2 points of interest, broken up section of decking. Canadian Salvage Company did that. That was to give more light to the divers. They did not have submersible lights back then. Long skinny hatch is the centerboard hatch. If you've ever seen a sailboat out of the water, it has a big funny looking fin that hangs down. That's the centerboard. They would retract it into the belly of the vessel when they needed to traverse shallow waters. Now the bow and stern come between 6 and 8 feet of glass. We hang in the water about 4 feet. The Bermuda is 136 feet long, 24 feet wide, sitting on the lake bed here in 30 feet of water. Starting to go over the aft cargo hatch. There's a barrel just beyond it. It is not from this shipwreck. It was found over by the island by divers. It actually predates the wreck. It likely belonged to one of the original trappers that set up post, or possibly the Williams Motel. That's going to lead us to the largest opening on the deck of the Bermuda. That is the cabin trunk area, 20 feet by 20 feet. The cabin trunk sat 4 feet above and 4 feet below the deck. When she slid violently in the Munising Bay due to the weight of water coming into the hold, that cabin trunk popped off like a cork. Water rushed in. That is what trapped the 3 crew members inside, who did perish that evening. They were recovered a few days later. They are now buried here on Grand Island in a small historic cemetery. Now the reason this sank is they overloaded the vessel. Its internal cargo capacity was 400 tons. So they overloaded this wooden boat by 88 tons. That's a lot of weight. There's a small hatch just beyond the cabin trunk area. That's the aft companionway. It had a little 3-rung stick-style ladder that led captain and crew down to the main galley and the main sleeping quarters. And on the stern, there's a big iron post. That is the rear rudder post, and it is attached to a fully intact rudder down below. We really can't see the rudder, however, due to the curvature of the stern of the Bermuda. This is a Civil War era vessel as it was built in 1860. Now as that stern passes your viewing wells, if you'd like to return back, Group 2, come on down. Group 1, don't rush upstairs quite yet.